hello. Where is my camera? Hello. And
can't take my signature
How are
stand
we feeling
there.
today? We are live at the City Fit Expo. I am your girl Sav, and I am here with, of course,
I am the Gerell Webb.
Yes.
Yeah, we are at the City Fit Expo. Brought to you by Game Day Studio today.
Yes.
We're gonna jump right into it because we don't have a lot of time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. We're here with our girl Gracie. So you've heard her her ads that I've read so eloquently throughout these nice podcasts, but now we have a face to go with the name. There you go, a beautiful face to go with the name.
We've been talking a lot too before the podcast because we've been getting set up. It's that we're in a different kind of scenario today, a little bit more to it, I guess, but we've been having such great conversation, and getting to know Gracie has been really awesome. We're talking about like women coming together and being on the same team. We're talking about bodybuilding. We're talking about personal training. So Gracie, tell us a little bit about like what you do.
Okay, I am Gracie Record, obviously, and
Badass last name. I just gotta
I know,
say
right?
it.
I
That is
love
so
my
cool.
last name. I love my last name. It's like for the record you, right?
Yes.
And I am a whole body health coach, is what I call it, and I specialize in metabolic, hormonal health, body recomp, women only. Unfortunately, sorry, only women.
I feel like
mean,
that's a little anti-DEI. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I do have a guy, my coach, Dylan Bear. He does the same thing I do.
Yeah.
So any guy that ever wants to come, I send him his way. But yeah, we do just the lifestyle part, and I don't even really like saying lifestyle because everybody uses that word. But I do.
Everybody uses like mobility.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
yeah. And so, I teach whole body health, mental health, metabolic health, hormonal health, get in the best shape of your life for life. Yeah, teach you how to eat all your favorite foods with
That's
your family.
awesome.
Yeah, it's just be able to live life. You got to live life in a body you love.
What made you want to like take the women only route? Like just because it's more
Because
personal
I'm
to
a
you?
woman.
Yeah, sure.
And it's so much the body. When you start learning the science behind the body and metabolism of hormones specifically and how food works with it, if I had to learn a guy, it would be a lot. Like women alone is a lot, and every woman is different. So to not do that, that's fine.
How do you feel about male trainers who say they only train women?
So my coach is a male, and I feel like it's the same thing, specialized, right? I mean, like a man's gonna know what, like, or so for my coach Dylan, obviously he's a man. He knows how to help a man. If he studies women, Dylan studies women and their hormones, their metabolism. And I think that, but there are a lot of coaches that don't study a women's hormones and metabolism. They don't know that, and that's what I'm not okay with because that could, and then I've seen it hundreds of times where girls go to coaches who wreck their hormones.
Oh yeah.
And now they can't have kids. Like that's a very, very,
believe
very
that?
important
Wow.
to a woman, right? So to pick the right coach, one, is huge.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it comes to
Especially
your
in
health.
bodybuilding,
Especially
I feel like.
in bodybuilding or in bikini. I always like, bikini is not bodybuilding in my head. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like whenever I say bodybuilding,
What if I said I don't know what you mean? Because I'm not much of a bodybuilder. So,
right? So
like
bodybuilding and bikini is part of it, but it's not. So bikini is not about how lean you can get and how much muscle you have.
okay.
Bikini is about balance, like balance, top to bottom, left to right,
So like
back to front,
proportionate.
proportion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they don't want you, and so that's what kind of we were talking about earlier. The way bikini has evolved went from fitness model that was sustainable for every woman to very, very lean, very, very muscular. It's evolved into what it is today, right?
I
As
see.
pro bikini. And right now we're in this transition because we want it to go back to fitness model because we want women like you to look at these bikini pros and say, I can do that. I mean, it's going to take a little bit more than what I do now, but I can do that, and I can do that. Right now, if you looked at the bikini pros, you'd be like, heck no, I ain't doing that, just because you don't want to. Not that you couldn't,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Right.
But you don't want to do the drugs that most of them do, you know, and it's
Right.
not bad drugs. I'm not at all saying anything bad about drugs. That's everybody's thing, but that is what, so my clients are lifestyle clients, and they would not feel confident in themselves to do that.
Yeah.
We want them to feel confident to do this.
So I have a question for you because this is me. Not that the devil needs an advocate, but this is me playing devil's advocate, right? When we're talking about getting on stage, there's a standard that you should have before you step on stage.
Yes.
I believe, right? Outside looking in, right?
Yeah.
And so what we're starting to see in a world of inclusivity is that I should be able to show up however I want to and stand next to Gracie and compete, right?
Right.
What is your mindset on that? Where people who say, I'm not going to subscribe to the diet, exercise, but hey, love your body the way you are, and I'm going to go up there and show it. When this world, right?
Yeah.
The bodybuilding bikini world is literally built around being judged.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
And now we're saying, don't judge me for my body.
Yeah.
What do you feel about
good
people
point.
who come into that world with that mindset?
So I do 100% believe you have to do the work if you want to look. So that all comes down to expectations. Like, what do you expect? When I tell myself and all the girls that I talk to, bikini girls, you literally are signing up to get these people to tell you what you need to work on when you've been working on it for a year.
This is not complimentary. We're not saying, oh, you look good. This is me. You can be
Picking
perfect
you
in here.
apart.
This is me picking you apart and saying, I mean, you cool, but you don't have no glutes, right? Or you don't have any hamstring or whatever that is. And I've been training hamstring. I can't do another hip thrust, right? Like, I mean, that's all I've been doing. So
that is what you're signing up for. So when you get on stage, your mindset should be, I've done everything. If you did do everything you could do. So when I get on stage, I have done what my coach told me to do every day for the last year. And so you can tell me anything you want to. I couldn't have done nothing better, right? But I'm here for you to pick me apart so I can work on it another year. Where the girls go wrong is when their expectations are applause, good job, and they get their feelings hurt when the judges do exactly what they're supposed to do, judge them.
you.
Yeah.
So from a coaching standpoint, how do you coach confidence? Because that's a big piece of it. Like we were talking off camera, and I was telling you about a client that decided she wanted to start doing wellness.
Yep.
And the first thing I told her is that you have to control your mind more than anything. Before we start this journey, you have to control your mind, right?
100%.
So how do you coach confidence in a world again where you're literally you get naked and I'm going to judge you, which sounds really scary, right? But that's what we're doing, right?
Yep.
How do you coach confidence in saying, I did everything I was supposed to do, Coach Gracie, and they're still telling me I don't have enough XYZ or that I'm not enough?
Yeah.
What, like, I did everything.
Right.
Now, because it's very subjective sometimes, right? Sometimes it's what a coach likes, what he doesn't like.
Right.
She was darker, she had a better tan, or her muscles popped better. It wasn't that you looked better. It's just at that point, right?
That's the
How do you coach confidence?
Because that line is a little blurred compared to like something like a weightlifting competition where it's like the rules are the rules. Like
Because it's not performance.
It go up and you don't
it's
walk
us
out,
three. We can look at Trent and say, I like his glasses. And he's like, man, I don't really like dudes with glasses.
Right.
But he has on a cool hat. Well, maybe he should shave his beard. You know, like all those things from us three will be completely different outlook on things. So how do you coach confidence?
So you coach confidence outside of prep, right? So confidence gets coached through your building season, and it gets coached through learning, like, the reverse diet. So all of my clients, like, that's what I specialize in with hormonal and metabolic health, right? The reverse diet, that's where they can unattached to emotions from food. That's when they can build their confidence. So like right now, I'm eating 4,000 calories a day with a flat stomach. Like women they think that they have to, in their building season.
Say that again for the people in the back. You're eating what?
4,000 calories a day.
With a flat stomach.
Yeah. And
I'm just going to put that out there.
If they knew that was possible, which is 100% possible for every woman, but they got to do the work. They got to continue the work. The work is not prep. Prep is easy. It's the other 10 months of the year. Yeah. If they do that work, prep becomes, you can do anything. Yeah. Right? That's where the confidence is.
Okay. Now, and because we were talking about this and you led into it, because I've been trying to figure this part out. How do you convince women to eat?
This is why I think having a coach is so important.
Yes.
Because it's so tricky.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive sometimes to reverse diet. So,
well,
Or they just feel like if I'm eating 4,000 calories, I'm gonna get fat.
Right.
Because the world is telling us that the less we eat, to be more restrictive, the less we eat, the better I'm gonna look.
Right.
If I fast, then
We're
I'll look
glued
better.
to the
And when it's actually
caloric deficit, and
Yeah.
that is a thing.
that is a thing, 100%.
But it's not always what you need.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. There's certain scenarios where a caloric deficit actually is not conducive to.
Or you got to get out of the
Losing
deficit
weight,
to get back in it to see the results that you get. But how do you?
A deficit, like
Yeah.
a deficit, a calorie deficit and a metabolic deficit is very different.
Ooh.
Like a woman can.
We talking science,
Yeah.
okay? We talking science. I love talking science, girl. Talk dirty to me, Gracie.
Yeah. People get confused. They think I'm burning, let's just say I'm burning 2,000 calories a day and I'm eating 1,400 and I'm tracking my 1,400 and I'm burning 2,000, but your metabolism is not burning 2,000. And it's obvious because you're not losing weight, because it is. You need to be in a deficit. But if you're not losing weight and you think you're in a deficit, then you're not in a deficit. Does that make sense? You're not in a metabolic deficit. So the reverse diet, starting that in a lot of coaches you can do a reverse diet a lot of ways, or, many ways. I do it for myself, and for my clients very slow, so that we gain as little body fat as possible. That's what every woman wants. We want to have a flat stomach and eat food and not have to do a lot of cardio. So we're going to do everything slowly. We're going to.
I sign up. Yeah, I'll sign up just on that.
and that's what every
wanna eat
woman
food,
needs,
have a flat
because they've
stomach,
been
and not do a lot of
dieting
cardio.
their whole life. You start, and that's why it's so important. I was telling you, from my part of my biggest purpose is to teach moms the truth about nutrition, the truth about calorie deficit, all the things, metabolism, hormones, so that they can lead their kids to knowing better, because they aren't taught in school about macronutrients and how the body works. But ultimately, every woman that's pretty much over the age of 30 at this point have saw their mom take the bread off of their hamburger when she was 10. So subconsciously, girls have started dieting at 10 years old.
Or only eating salads.
Yeah. And so to get them to eat, for me, and it depends on how much they are mentally, right? When they come to me, they've followed my journey, a lot of them, right? So they can see me eating 500 calories or carbs a day, and they're like, all right, I know something's wrong. So they trust me, right? But the women that don't, it's very just easy. Let's start with 80 carbs a day. And if they do that for 4 days, they see that their scale does not move. It doesn't go up or down. That earns their trust a little bit. And then, all right, we're going to go to 90 grams. And then we're going to slowly go up. And the scale starts to slowly go down. And that trust starts to slowly go up too. And then eventually, a week, a month, whatever it is, they're like, all right, something I don't know. And what they don't know is what they need to know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
1,000%. I'm really interested in your thoughts on the new trend right now, Sav, is muscle mommies, right?
Okay.
Muscle mommies. So that's women that look like Gracie, right? So that's women that are lifting heavy, getting stronger. And again, we talked. I'm about me too. I love a. What's this? My camera right here, Trent. Listen, all right.
Love a strong woman.
So my question again is, we talked about this off camera. Women walk up to you and say, "I want to look like you." Mm-hmm. 6 weeks later, I still don't look like you. What's going on?
Right.
How do you coach expectations?
I'm honest with them. I mean, I'm as clear as can be. I've been doing this for 11 years. It's not going to take you 11 years to look like me. That's why you hire a coach. But it ain't going to take, even for me, my programs are 6 months or 12 months. That's the expectation right there.
internet told me this 30-day challenge is
Right.
going to have me ready for summer.
And so
Right.
then I say, all right, have you done the internet
Fell
challenge?
for it.
Yeah.
I have a 30-day challenge, but that's not what we're talking about.
Are you guaranteeing
No.
that they're gonna have like the body of their dreams?
Absolutely not. I literally say kickstart. It's a Kickstarter. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, 100% no.
30
Yeah.
days is a kickstart.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do nothing to change you entirely.
Right.
It's a kickstart.
So, Sav, my birthday's in 2 weeks. I need to be ready for my birthday.
Well, then be ready for your birthday. Then,
No,
homie.
I need to look like you for my birthday, Sav.
No,
In
that's
2
gonna
weeks,
take you a while.
I need to. Sav, you don't understand. Like,
You're just gonna have to stop strength training.
I have 2 weeks, Gracie. I got a month at the most before we're going to family vacation. I got to be in a 2-piece.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, go get on the internet. Like, with me, I'm just like, I'm very upfront.
I got nothing for you here. Like, I can't do anything for you.
I'm not the coach
I
for
would
everybody.
actually turn a client away if that's what they
yeah.
were saying to me. Like 2 weeks is all I
100%.
have. Like I had a client recently who she's getting married. She had like a couple months and she was like, she was in pretty good shape. She already like works out and stuff. She just like wanted to hone in on her.
Yeah.
And I was like, if that's all you're looking to do, great. Like I can't guarantee you we're going to make a lot of change in 2 months. But like if she was like overweight and was like, I need to lose 15 pounds by my wedding, I'd say, find another coach. That's too much pressure for me.
Yeah, like,
And
I
that's
like that pressure.
If you're gonna do that successfully, lose 15 pounds in 2 months, it's gonna be very unhealthy. There's
Yeah,
no way you can
I
do
think
that.
the question is, what are you willing to do to lose that 15 pounds?
So if you,
Because 2 months, we can do that. We can do that. We can do 15 in 2 months. But what are you got to be dialed in. Like, we don't have any off days. You have to be dialed in for these 2 months. And if you can do that, I got you. I can get you there.
everything comes down to the willingness of the client.
What are you willing to do? Yeah.
And even that, like, that can get taken. So I'll meet bikini girls that think that, and this is what breaks my heart, that think that 2 hours of cardio, they're willing to do 2 hours of cardio. They're willing to eat 1,100 calories. No, that's desperate. That is not discipline. It is not discipline. That's desperate.
Yeah.
Because just because you're willing to do that doesn't mean that you need to be doing that. Like, does that make sense?
1,000%.
They think the more I do, the more disciplined I am. No.
And the
less
better
you
results.
do,
Sometimes the less.
the less
Dialing
you
in,
work
yeah.
Smarter, not harder.
It's not even almost always. It's always less is more, always.
I want to.
Especially when it comes to the body.
Yeah, I want to jump into the hormonal part that you were speaking on, because everybody doesn't understand their hormones. Like, personally, I think all coaches should study all bodies, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you're going to call yourself a coach, you should be able to coach anybody. Now, what you specify in is whatever.
Yeah.
But if I ask you a question about my body, you should be able to answer it.
Yeah.
I don't coach guys, but here's what I think you have going on, right? So hormonally, what is your approach when dealing with women? I know my personal approach, but I'm interested in hearing like how you approach that conversation, because most women may not even know their hormones are out of whack, or they know, or they, what do I do now? Should I get on something? Like, what's your coaching?
So, like, nutrition can reverse hormones, period. So
Say that again.
nutrition can fix and imbalance hormones, period. And hormones drive everything that we do. So if you're tired, that's an imbalance. If you cannot lose weight, that's an imbalance. If you gain weight quickly, that's an imbalance. So everything in your body that is not working properly, that's if you can't sleep good, if you don't sleep a long time, if you can't fall asleep, all of these, if people understood, even blinking, like, all of the things are metabolic processes, all driven by hormones, right? And so if they understood that, then they would know that, then they know that they have imbalances, right? But you can go get a test and let it just be proven. But food controls your metabolism, and your metabolism controls your hormones. So if you want to control your hormones, you got to control your metabolism. And the only thing that controls your metabolism is nutrition. That's it. And movement, like not even working out. You could just walk, but we got to move, right? So movement and nutrition control your metabolism.
We've talked about that before on the podcast, where like if you are somebody trying to lose weight and you haven't tried like anything, like you haven't changed your nutrition, you haven't moved, you haven't gone to the gym, gotten a gym membership, the first thing you do, if you just changed your diet, like made one small change, And you could still like not really even do much physically, and you could still lose weight. You know, I'm not saying everybody, and that's the secret, but like
no, like, but this is what I tell people, and this is kind of to answer your question about the coach that I am. They'll be like, "How do I lose weight?" Okay, what did you eat yesterday? They'll tell me, "Don't eat that again." Like, it's that simple. Like, whatever you've done to this point, you do not need to do again, because it's got you what you got. And if you don't want that, then why would you do it again?
But that also intimidates people, because they're like, oh, I have to literally.
Then they don't know.
How do I change it? This is why you hire a coach. Where's my camera? Hire a coach. Because nutrition is a lot trickier than just like, okay, I got this like online cert for it. I've been there as a coach where I'm like, oh, I need to know about nutrition. Here's cert, boom, done, A+. All right, I can talk to you about your diet now.
Right.
It's a lot more complicated than that, because everybody's different.
Yeah.
And then it took me seeing a nutritionist myself and like getting that information about myself from someone else who studied this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think it's more in-depth study as a trainer. And if you're going to be a good coach, you're either going to have referrals and refer out and have a team of people that you talk to about nutrition with your clients and have that set up for them, or you know a lot more than just an online cert, you know, like
100%.
Man, it's so, and I wanted to ask you too, like if you're a client who's, you know, you've hired a coach, you're setting macros, maybe you're on a reverse diet, maybe you're still not losing weight. What are the things that you look at if it's not nutrition?
Movement, steps, sleep, stress, like
Bingo, that's what I wanted you to
like,
say. I was hoping you'd say
everything, like even their marriage.
Stress is a big one. Which hormone? I was about to say, which is a hormone?
Is a game changer, and what people don't understand is that workouts increase cortisol. Eating too little increases cortisol. Eating too much increases cortisol. Again, going back to the balance.
Cortisol is kind of like your survival hormone. Like when you're stressed out, it's like, hey, here's some, like it's the byproduct of that.
Yeah.
You talked about your coaching style. We're about to wrap it up here, so I'm really interested. We always let our guests leave us with the one thing they want our listeners to gain from their appearance on our podcast. So if you want to leave our people with one thing, it can be fitness, it can be life, it can be, hey, go home and take care of your kid. Whatever your thing is, what would you like to leave them with?
I would like to leave you with, this is a saying that I have. It's eating, not cheating.
Eat, not cheat.
It's eating, not cheating.
Yeah.
Because you can eat donuts and have a six-pack. You can eat pizza and have a six-pack. You can eat with your family and French fries and live life.
Do these things, and I do have a six-pack.
Yeah, and have a six-pack. And that's not, the six-pack isn't important. The point is you can eat food.
Kind of though, right?
All food.
The point is being happy.
Being happy, like whole body health. Mentally, I'm happy because I can eat ice cream with my husband. Like that makes me happy. You know what I mean? And you can have all of that at one time.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
like,
I mean, I really think that's
you can
how
have it all. Yeah.
Because like, if you're so hyper focused on, I have to have a six-pack, I have to have a booty, like, okay, your cortisol levels are probably through the roof.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you ain't getting it.
Right.
But like, that's when everything fell into place for me aesthetically. It's when I stopped stressing out about it and hyper focusing on it and being like, and it's because I was injured and I was like, well, hands are thrown up. I literally can't move. So I might as well stop like beating myself up, because doing that got me injured and sick. So if I just actually learn how to be healthy, like I just want to not be in pain. I just want to be like happy. And then lo and behold, there's my abs. Hey.
Yeah, I call it food freedom because it literally is a feeling that most people will never feel, how much food controls their life. Yeah. You know, and to not have that, to be able to walk in the grocery store and get any food and know that you can fit it into your quote unquote diet.
Yeah, it's not just letting yourself go and eating whatever you want all the time, but it's understanding yourself and understanding nutrition and understanding fitness. I don't think it should be limited to just, I think you should hire a coach so that you can have that understanding. Like, don't go, oh, you're the expert, I don't need to know any of this. It's like, yeah, you do if you want to make it somewhere, you know?
You don't want to figure it out yourself.
That's why we're here, to teach you,
Yeah,
that's
well,
awesome.
there it is. You dang sure. That's my
You're
Louisiana,
dang
my Louisiana twin.
That's
You
it.
dang sure don't want to
Sure.
figure it out yourself. Grace, we want to
Yes.
thank you for stopping
Thank you
in
for having me.
and coming
That was so
and
much
stopping
fun.
We
by.
gotta go have coffee now.
We definitely got to grab a coffee or something and continue
Love
this
talking to you.
conversation.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're here live at the Music City Fit Expo with Gracie in the Game Day. What is it? The Game Day Studio. All right. I'll talk to y'all later, baby. I'll see you next time you press play.